Good morning. So I've noticed no one's sitting in the front. What's this about? It's like school. Everyone's kind of sat. How's everyone doing? Okay? Oh, this is Manchester. It's not London. How's everyone doing? Okay? That's too right. Right, welcome everyone. Welcome to Microservices Manchester. My name's Daniel. I'll be one of your hosts today. It promises to be an awesome day. We've got some great speakers from all over the world, dare I say it, talking about microservices today. So my job for the next 15 minutes is to do a brief intro as to how this thing's come together and then set the scene for microservices, kind of what they are and what you'll be hearing about today, okay? So very briefly, some logistics. So fire escapes are at the back there. So in the event of fire, follow us all kind of running or walking very sensibly towards the fire escapes at the back. There is a code of conduct, regardless of, let's say, race, gender, beliefs, anything like that. Everyone is here to learn. So basically, please do go along to the code of conduct there. Fundamentally, it's be respectful and don't be an idiot. Yeah, that's what I'd like to say today. We're all here to learn about microservices. Conference itself is 2 tracks. We've got it running throughout the day. There'll be a lunch break in the middle. Tea, coffee, lunch, and everything's provided for your comfort and pleasure. There's going to be some drinks in the evening, so if you can join us for the evening, please stay around, chat with the speakers, chat with yourselves. That would be really awesome. Then get involved in social media. I'm a big Twitter fan. I don't know if anyone's seen me on Twitter, but we've got a Micro Manchester hashtag. So I'd be really keen for people to tweet out stuff, tweet at the speakers, tweet questions, tweet observations, just basically share stuff, via your social media platform of choice. Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, take your pick. So, there's been several companies involved in creating this today. So I've got a quick shout out and big thanks to them. First is OpenCredo, they're the company I work with, and we're a software consultancy based in Manchester, London, Munich and New York at the moment. If you want to come and find out more about what we do, and perhaps even work for us, or you've got some kind of interesting things we can help you with, please do come and find me or Tristan at the back there. Tristan's running our Manchester office, if everyone quickly has a look at Tristan there. There's a whole bunch of OpenCredo people in the audience as well. So some of us will be wearing these jerseys. We've got some stuff on our badge. So please do come and ask us about the interesting things that we're doing. Also got to shout Oliver Bernard. And Billy is around? Billy? So Billy, do you want to do a little pitch? Or? Thanks, Billy. Appreciate it very much. Oliver Bernard's support there. It's been really awesome. Billy's just reminded me, we've actually got a competition with OpenCredo as well. You can win Sonos Play 1 as well. And what we're doing is, I don't know if you've seen at the booth outside, we've got little owls, very cute, slightly scowly looking owls. And what we'd like you to do is take a picture, grab an owl, take an interesting picture, and tweet with the hashtag OCOwl. And Danielle is going to, at the end of the day, pick out the most creative, or actually the most retweeted tweet is going to win the Sonos Play 1. So grab an owl, take some interesting pictures, make it funky, make it, educational, take your pick, and then make sure you put the hashtag and get as many retweets as you can, and you can win a Play 1, okay? So I've got to shout out Danielle and also Cameron, wherever they are. They've been really influential in putting this thing together over the last few days. Danielle, Cameron, where are you? You're probably hiding, are you? Oh, well, yeah, can I have a round of applause for Danielle and Cameron? They've done all the hard work here, basically, in terms of logistics. So, really is appreciated. I've got to do a big shout to Microsoft as well. I know Marcus and some of the team are here, so really big thanks to Microsoft. They're back, thanks guys, for supporting us here. They've got a booth outside, so they've got some awesome little penguins. So if you're not an owl person, maybe you're a penguin person, yeah? So you can get some penguins. They've got some really cool tech. Microsoft are doing some genuinely awesome stuff in the microservice and container and cloud space, so check them out. Keep It Running as well, do please check them out. Jean-Marie is here. Jean-Marie, are you around? So check out, if you want to know about Keep It Running, do you want to do a little intro, Jean-Marie? Or? So if you're looking to basically keep your platform as a service, that kind of thing, container as a service, infrastructure as a service, if you're looking to keep it running, have a chat to Jean-Marie. He can tell you more about all the kind of cool stuff we do there. But I think that's enough pitching for the moment. I'm thankful to all the people mentioned there, because although this looks like sort of, it can come together quite easy. It takes a lot of work, and the team behind here have really worked hard, so big thanks to all of them. But let's crack on with the rest of the day. So, yes, welcome to the world of microservices. My name is Daniel. I'm the Chief Scientist at Open Credo. What I want to do is just very briefly, 10 minutes, set the tone as to what microservices are, yeah? And these are my two favorite definitions. I've not quite got the tattoo yet, but I'm working up confidence. I like Adrian Cockcroft's definition in that microservices are loosely coupled service-oriented architecture with bounded contexts from domain-driven design. That to me makes sense. It's kind of the natural evolution of classical SOA, which was a bit heavy. I also like the idea of applications that fit in your head. How many times have you worked on a big kind of monolithic code base and it takes you almost a day or more, or maybe it's even impossible to understand what the code does? I've been there many times, I'm sure you have as well. Microservices are about chunking the application down. Yeah? Fundamentally, microservices are just an architectural style. They've generated a whole bunch of buzz, hence us doing the conference, but they are just an architectural style, building services around business capability. They enable evolutionary architecture, scaling of teams and technology. And to be honest, the scaling of teams is more relevant to microservices than technology, in my opinion. The teams is a very powerful concept within microservices. We'll cover more of that later on today. Fundamentally, microservices sort of systems are a single app comprised of ideally interchangeable or replaceable services. Makes sense, yeah? And services are running as individual processes and they're individually deployable. That's how they're different to perhaps classical SOA things. Individually deployable, individual processes. We typically favor lightweight external communications, so something like REST over HTTP, rather than heavyweight ESBs or heavyweight messaging, that kind of thing. And we like polyglot language, so you can mix in some Java, some Go, some JavaScript, all that kind of thing. Whereas with a monolith, you're kind of mortgaging the future in that you say this is going to be a Java monolith, it's going to be a Ruby monolith, that kind of thing. Maybe some JavaScript on the front end. But microservices allows polyglot languages and polyglot data stores. And it's all about minimum centralized management. Any of you have kind of been burned by the classical SOA days. A lot of it wasn't very sort of, it wasn't decentralized. It was very much focused around one thing, sort of providing governance, for example. So microservices move more towards the minimum centralized management. This is a classic picture from Martin Fowler. We've got the sort of monolith over here of everything going in one box. Microservices, we're breaking these things out. We can work on them individually. We can deploy them individually as well. It appears familiar to some people, I'm sure, in the room, yeah? It is kind of similar to SOA, Corba, etc. But this time it's different, hopefully. To be honest, it's up to us in this room to make sure we don't make some of the mistakes we've made with SOA. One of the mistakes is the vendors kind of got a bit too involved. We also tried to over-standardize things before it was time. So I think it's down to all of us in this room to make sure we don't repeat the mistakes of what we've done in the past. So the perfect storm, basically, the reason we've kind of got to microservices, I think, is all about collaborative processes. There's increasing pressure from the business to go faster, hence Agile, DevOps, that kind of thing. Programmable infrastructure has popped up. Now we can deploy things much easier than back in the day, whereas back sort of 5-10 years ago, we optimized for deploying a single thing, and it was quite hard, so we didn't like to do it often. Whereas things like cloud and containers, which Michael's going to talk about more in a minute, allow us to move that much faster at an infrastructure pace. And open source is really kicked ass, yeah? Open source is amazing. The sharing of ideas, the sharing of technology has really driven the kind of decentralization of technology. Vendors don't rule it all now. Vendors have some amazing offers for us, and it's always good to chat to vendors, but there's a lot of open source coolness now as well. So, microservices kind of sounds easy, yeah? Build smaller things. A little bit like this, yeah? Pretty much. I think one thing I'd like to take away today is implementing microservices is easy, smaller systems. Implementing microservice systems is complex. That's the hard bit. And the people systems and the organizational systems around it is where the trouble we see most at Open Credo, for example. We help clients with these things. It's mostly around the organizational, the people, and the corresponding technical things. So I was going to draw a slide like this, but I stole this from Ronnie. I went to a talk in New York a couple of weeks ago, Ronnie Mitra, and these are the things I'd like you to be thinking about today. As you're watching all the talks, have a think about sort of the micro level, but also the macro level, the solution. How does it all glue together? The really important stuff. Really important in software development in general, but in particular with microservices. Think about the process and tools, by all means. Think about Docker, think about cloud, all that good stuff. But think about culture. Think about organizations as well. These things are equally, if not more important than the technology. That's hopefully what, we're going to be sharing lots of these ideas today, but try and have an open mind to learn as many things as you can. Fundamentally, enjoy today. Talk to everyone. Please do come and talk to the presenters, but everyone has got something to share. So chat to your neighbours, chat to people in the coffee breaks. There's always interesting stories. I learn just as much from people in the audience as I do from other speakers at events. So please do chat to one another. That would be really good. On that note, I shall say thank you very much, and I'll just hand over to Michael now for the keynote. Cool, thank you.